So I would ask a person, what is your limitation? And the answer would typically be something like, well, I wasn't born into a wealthy family, or I didn't graduate college or high school, or I got in trouble at a young age, or I'm short, or whatever other characteristic that they typically would identify as a limitation according to society. And with that, there comes the challenge. Because we have to be very careful about naming our limitations, because what we say are our limitations will be our limitations. It's essentially making it official. And once we make it official, then we allow it to act in our lives in that way, to manifest in our lives in that way. To put it into perspective, let's consider people. Everybody has at some point, or most people at some point, have been in a situation where you were in a friendship or a situation that you weren't sure exactly what that friendship meant, whether it was a romantic relationship or not. And so you would be careful not to just put yourself out there and say this is your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever the case, because you didn't want to get embarrassed, like being in a situation where you go around and then that person introduces you as a friend, even though you thought it was more than just a friendship. It doesn't become official until you name it as official, until you actually sit down with that person and come to the agreement and say, okay, we are now in a relationship, an exclusive, committed relationship. At that point, now it is official. It's not official until you actually name it. So when you have something in your life that you perceive as a potential limitation, then at the moment, it's just an idea, it's a thought, and you can challenge that thought. You can go against that thought. You can cast down that thought. But once you name it, you make it official. And once you make it official, you give it the power to act in that role in your life. Once you give it a name and say, okay, because I didn't graduate college, now that is a limitation. Now at that point, you have made it official, and you have given that limitation the opportunity and the option to regulate itself that way in your life. So stop naming your limitations. You are limitless. There's nothing that you cannot do. There's nothing that you cannot accomplish. So stop giving power to limitations by naming them and giving them that authority to manifest in your life. Be careful about what you name in what type of way. By making it named, you make it official, and once it is official, it has the ability to operate that way in your life. Just like when you make your relationship official, just like when you make anything else official, that is what changes it. Be careful about what you name.